What's up, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. I'm your host, Siren Frost, and today we have a deck profile update of my Phantom Blaster Dragon deck. This is for Shadow Paladin. So I just got some of the cards tonight, and this is my own personal take on the deck, and it's kind of a bit of a continuity to the old deck I had before. So now that I finally got all the cards I need for this deck, and I know you're all probably thinking this is going to be a little bad, however, just hear me out and just, get a good feel to this deck and, just get it from my side of the point of view and then pass judgment on that equally. Unless you're like some people that I know who just talk shit and call me autistic or something like that, then go fuck yourself. But I am very excited to share with you guys this deck profile overall because Phantom Blaster Overlord was always my favorite kind of deck to build. So I did like the Blaster series, but eventually I like the Witches. But seeing as though we don't have the Witches yet, I'm stuck with the Phantom Blaster, and I will be doing a deck profile debut of the Luard version. But I'm still missing one more card from that, and that's Morfessa. So for right now, I'm just doing a debut on this deck for right now. And then we're going to continue afterwards. And hopefully by then, I'll have the Morfessa card that I need to complete the deck I was wanting to show you guys. So, without any further ado, let's get on with the show. And yes, my voice is a little bit better, so I can actually do this more appropriately. So, for starters, I play my starting Vanguard Fullbau, just because it goes with the Blaster series for Ren Suzuka Mori. So, of course, him. I mean, I could have gone for someone else, but we're sticking with the right continuity to this. But the difference is the trigger lineup. So I have 12 crits and 4 heals. So I'm playing my personal favorite heal trigger, Abyss Grail, because I do like Abyss Healer, but it's just, for me, Abyss Healer was overused too much, and I love the design more on Abyss Grail, so I take her as my main heal trigger to use. And then for triggers, I'm playing 4 Darkside Trumpeters. And then 4 Grim Revengers. And then finally 4 Critical Sentinels, Belial Owl. So, yeah, Abyss Grail and Belial Owl goes perfectly with Luard's old deck, because that's where the original deck build was formed. But this is the new era, so Abyss Grail and Belial Owl are not limited to just Luard. It could go with any other deck. So, that's for a little fun right there. So, I'm playing those. I did play McLear, and I'm thinking I may be putting 2 McLears in the deck and 2 Belial Owls. But I want to just, give you guys my little insight and my personal saying on the triggers I do use. And my Force deck is a little bit more different than just my XL and my Protect decks. Excuse me. So then for grade 1s, I do play 14 grade 1s. And I have 4 copies of Blaster Javelin in this deck, just because it does go with a ride chain as well for giggles. And when it's placed, if you have 4 or more grade 1 Allura Rare Guards, you counterblast 1, draw a card, and then this unit gets plus 3,000 power in a turn. Then we also have 4 Transient Revenger Masquerades here. So I'm just going to read this for shits. Counterblast 1 and put this unit into Soul. Call a Blaster Dark from your drop zone to rear guard, and that unit gains 5,000 power in a turn. During the battle, it boosted. This unit gets 3k power. So, it can let you Superior call a Blaster Dark from the drop zone in case one does fall. Since you play 4 Blaster Darks in the deck, which obviously you should, because what's the point about playing Blaster series if you can't have the main guy who's gone for it? So, 4 of him. And next, I'm playing 2 copies of Freezing Witch Bendi. Bendi's ability is you counterblast. Okay. If your Vanguard is a Blaster Dark, you Soul Blast 1 card and return this unit. Superior Ride 1 Phantom Blaster Dragon from your deck, or search your deck for a Phantom Blaster Dragon, and then Superior Ride it. However, the downside is it cannot activate its active skills during that turn. But it does have full Twin Drive, so that's a fair enough ride chain right there. Then I'm also playing 3 copies of Inflexible Arrow Muorda. So when your Blaster Dark is in the same column as its unit standing, Soul Blast 1 and stand this unit, and it gets 15,000 power. So I know you're all thinking that having 5k attackers, 5k boosters is not a good thing, but with Muorda, she gains 15,000 power as long as the Blaster Dark is in the same column as her. So all you gotta do is Soul Blast 1 card, and then you can stand this unit. So to me, that is not a bad trade-off, to say the least. Normally, I would play 4 of these and only 2 of her, but we are trying some new stuff with this deck, so I'm like, I want to try out all the possibilities of this deck the best I can. And not because of what one person can say that this is how the deck you should play it as. I believe strongly that everyone should have their own personal playstyle of any deck they choose. And we all should not be robots and follow someone else's leadership, because there's no leadership in Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Vanguard. So whoever has said that in their mind, go fuck yourself, because you're not relevant. So for grade 2 lineup, I'm playing, of course, 4 Blaster Darks. So when he's placed Counterblast 1 and retire one of your opponent's rear guards, and if your opponent has no more rear guards on his side of the field, you discard 1 card and he automatically gets a Twin Drive. So I think that's a very good thing to have. So, and then for the other grade 2s, I have 3 copies of Knight of Entrancement Cailte. If you have a Blaster Dark on the field, he gains 10,000 power and 10,000 shield. So he'll give you 15k interceptor, so that should be enough for your guard. And also 10,000 attack, so that's 20,000, so that's really pretty awesome to have. This deck has always been about power and the veracity of it, so the more power you have, the more deadly the deck can be. However, I know nowadays people have their own way of blocking it and reducing the power, but with Shadow Paladins, that's all they kind of basically played on. You sacrifice your own allies to gain incredible levels of strength from the older set. Now in the newer set, it's different. For the final grade 2, we are playing 3 copies of Dumphood Dragon. So if you have a Vanguard with Blaster in its card name, he gains 5,000 power, and also Soul Blast 1 and retire this unit. Search your deck for up to 1 Blaster Dark and add to your hand. Reveal it and put it into your hand and shuffle your deck. So he allows you to search for Blaster Dark. Since the whole deck was about Blaster Dark before, now it's with any Blaster unit you can. So you can have Overlord, Gust Blaster, or Phantom Blaster on the field, and his effects will still go off. Plus, you will have a 10k attacker as a boost. So it's not a fair trade-off if you really ask me. It's really not. Plus, this deck is a foolproof Blaster series, and I do love how it's played. Now, I know you all can argue with, like, no, it's a bad deck, it's shitty. You are obviously a terrible deck builder if you're not doing properly. It's like, you know what, get your head out of your fucking ass for a change and be open-minded to the concepts, because I am sick and tired of people just bashing one's ideals and thinking that this is the proper way of doing it. Everybody is entitled to their own opinions, and if you don't like it, don't watch the video. Just focus on you. Once again, you're making your problems on you and forcing your own opinions on one other. Sorry, but we all have our different ideals, and that's perfectly fine. Finally, for grade 3s, I'm playing 4 copies of Phantom Blaster Dragon, because you definitely need him in the deck as well, because what's the point about making a Blaster deck if you can't have the main boss himself? So, his skill is you Counterblast 1 and retire 3 of your rear guards, and he gets, you can select up to 3 rear guards, or your opponent has to select up to 3 rear guards and force them off the field and retire them. Then his other skill is if you Soul Blast a grade 3 from your soul, you deal 1 damage to your opponent. So that will actually help you get your last point on them the quicker you can. And since you're playing 12 crits, that should not even be a problem to get your points out there. And next, I'm playing the cross-ride version, 4 copies of Phantom Blaster Overlord, just because I can, and, it's my own deck. And I'll read his skill because I failed to do this the first time earlier today. So, during your turn, if you have Dumphood Dragon in your soul, this unit gets 10,000 power, and his original critical becomes 2. So, he automatically gets 10,000 power and a critical of 2. So, instead of 1, he's got 2 criticals on him already, even when not attacking. So his auto skill is when he attacks the Vanguard, counterblast 1 and retire any number of rear guards. Your opponent chooses the same number of his or her rear guards as the number of rear guards retired due to this cost, and retires them. Search your deck for up to 1 card with Blaster in its card name, call it to rear guard. Shuffle your deck, and that unit gets 10,000 power in the end turn. So if you really want to, you can call a Blaster Dark from the deck, or a Phantom Blaster, or a Gust Blaster. So as long as the unit has Blaster in its name, it's a free game right there. So it's like free game. But it does have its similarities to its old counterpart, premium set counterpart. Which I like the most because it's an automatic critical. And if your opponent cannot guard it, that's 4 criticals if you're lucky. If you get any critical triggers. And then finally, I'm playing 2 copies of Gust Blaster Dragon just because it's, why not have all the blasters possible just to get a little extra attack out. So, with Gust Blaster, you counterblast 1 and retire 1 rear guard you have. Is it 1 or 2? No, let me double check. No, 2 rear guards. I'm sorry. 2 rear guards. And you draw a card, and your opponent chooses his or her rear guards and retires it. And this unit gets 10,000 power in a turn. So it's automatically a 33k attacker, as long as it has a force marker on it. And then on another ability is, should you have a grade 3 with Blaster in its card name in the soul, when your rear guard is retired, this unit gets +1 critical until the end of the turn. So anytime one of your units gets retired, you get an extra critical for that. So I believe either 1 critical or the number of criticals you can get, depending on how many of retired rear guards that you have. So if you get 2 rear guards retired, then you get +2 critical. Maybe. I might have to double check that. But let alone, he's still a good card to have as a backup contingency in case these 2 fail. That's all I'm just going to say about that. So, like I said, guys, I'm really looking forward to playing this deck a lot more because I do have love for the Shadow Paladin clan a lot more. And I know you guys may not like me when I do these videos, but this will be, the whole drama will be in a different video. Right now, it's all about the deck profile, so the last thing I want to do before I go is the force I use is force 1, so 6 of those and 1 quick shield. Basically, for me, power has always been everything for me, even for Yu-Gi-Oh! When I played Yu-Gi-Oh! As well, that the number of power you have for your opponent or for your deck is more than enough for you to beat your opponent with. And basically, you are paid to win in any Yu-Gi-Oh! Competition, so that's kind of why. But anyways, guys, that is the conclusion of my updated deck profile for my Phantom Blaster Overlord deck. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and as always, there's a deck list in the description down below. So feel free to go check that out. Let me know what you guys think about it. And if you guys have your own personal opinion about, and I mean an actual opinion, not just me or you yelling at me, belittling me in every way possible, but an actual opinion about this deck, feel free to leave it in the comment section down below, and we'll call it good. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I do love and appreciate all your guys' love and support. So be sure to subscribe, like this video, thumbs up for it, comment down below, and all this good stuff, and all that good jazz. So I hope you guys have a good day, make good choices, be safe out there. Yeah, and I'll see you guys in the next video. So bye, guys.